Last week, Canadians were shaken by the discovery of the remains of 215 children who were found buried beneath the ground at the site of the Kamloops Residential School in British Columbia. This was a horrifying reminder of the suffering endured by thousands of Indigenous children who were forced to attend residential schools, and a reminder that as we work to reconcile our relationships, Canada must also reconcile with our past. Indigenous children at residential schools were isolated from their families and communities. Many neglected children went hungry due to the lack of food, were forced to face freezing temperatures with inadequate clothing and insufficient housing, or were victims of terrible physical and sexual abuse. The flag of the Manitoba Legislature was lowered to half-mast in conjunction with the lowering of the Peace Tower flag in Ottawa to honor the lives of these children. Residential schools are very much a part of Canadian history, but today we can recognize that they represent a very un-Canadian idea. It has been my privilege to serve as Minister of Indigenous and Northern Relations for 5 years. I've been honored to engage with Indigenous Manitobans across the province. But in my time as Minister, I have also seen that the legacy of residential schools still has a profound impact on many people and their communities. The news from Kamloops last week was a grim reminder of the impact residential schools had on the lives of Indigenous children, families, and communities. Today, I look at my 3 young grandsons, and I try to imagine what I would feel to have them forcibly removed from their parents and us as grandparents. I can't imagine not seeing them, spending time with them, or preparing their favorite foods. Our thoughts and prayers go to all the survivors and families as they are painfully reliving the past through the discovery of these tiny little bodies at a place where their lives ended, never to be reunited with their families again. We owe it to those 215 children in BC, and we owe it to 150,000 others who were forced to attend residential schools across Canada, including in Manitoba, to remember the tragedies of the past and to use these lessons we have learned from them. We owe it to those children to make sure that the tragedies of yesterday will never happen again. We owe it to them, and we owe it to ourselves as Manitobans and Canadians to take a far different path in the future and to make sure that every child matters as we work together with Indigenous people in Manitoba to help their communities build a better tomorrow.